everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the Appearance tab. The Appearance tab allows you to change some of the parameters for the home page. In some cases, fonts, the subhead areas, in this case we have About Us, Products page, and Blog page. Those can change to other pages. Images that are in the slider can also change. So as usual, it's probably best if I show you how this is all done. So let's take a look. The section we're talking about is the Appearance tab. This tends to be the things that are specifically related to the template, the visuals of the site. You can see that there's some other menu items here, widgets and how to deal with menus. We will be discussing those in another video. For now, we're just going to be talking about the professional theme options. Professional is the name of this particular theme, so if you had a different theme, it would be called whatever that theme is, options. Now, the first thing you come to is the General Settings tab. Navigation and ad management, colorization, those things we're going to talk about in another set of videos. They're much more complicated. For today, we're going to be talking about these three General Settings tabs: General, the Home page, and the Featured Slider. So the first two things you see are Logo and the favicon. The favicon is this little icon that's in the tab. In another video, I'm going to show you how to make those. And also the logo itself is a little more complex. It has to be done a particular way, and I'll have another video just on that. The next area is the color scheme. In this particular template, there are several color themes: blue, green, purple, and the default, which is a gray. Some of the other templates will have much more extensive color scheme options, or even allow you to choose a particular color from a wheel of colors. But for this one, I tend to use the default. Say we try blue. You come down to the bottom here and hit save. And now that will have changed. And now you can see that it's blue. So let's go back and reset it. There are other options here. The first is blog style post format and grabbing the first post image. What that does is it allows you to use your home page more as a blog page than as a home page. So let me show you what it might look like if we click on these. The rest of these areas you don't really have to worry about too much. They're for pages that we tend not to use. But the one thing that is missing in here that you might see on some of the other templates is fonts. The fonts that are up here in the menu items, or the About Us, Products page, and Blog page font, can be changed in some templates, as well as the text font that's underneath it. Look at the next tab, which is the home page. This area where it says Service Page 1, Service Page 2, and Service Page 3, those are our pages. And as you can see, it is the About Us, Products page, and Blog page. If you look back here, it's the same: About Us, Products page, and Blog page. You'll also see that it says here at the bottom number of recent posts and the categories that you want to exclude. That works if you had chosen to make the home page look more like a blog page, as I showed you earlier. Otherwise, it doesn't have any use. And let's look at the Featured Slider. Now in the Featured Slider page, where it says Display Featured Slider, that is just the slider on the front if you didn't want it there and you only wanted to have the three boxes at the bottom. And it takes away the featured slider. It's that simple. The images in a slider are the featured images for the pages that you want to use. Now, here at the bottom, you see it says Use Pages, and I've enabled that. And the pages that I'm using on the front are Welcome, We Make It Easy, Only the Best Products, and Industry News. But if you don't want to use pages, you can also use images from posts themselves. But that has to be done based on a category. Let's say, for example, you had a products page and you wanted to use all of the images from the post that you put in as products on that product page. By clicking the featured category for products and disabling use pages, all of those images will now show up on the front page. The only disadvantage of that is that everything would be shown. So you couldn't choose particular products to be shown. You'd have to show all of them. The way to get around that would be to add another category and give a product a secondary category. So let me show you how that works. I know that might sound a little confusing. So let's go to posts where it says categories. Let's add a new category called slider. And now we have a new category called slider. If we go to posts, while this post is in industry, it can also be in slider, and we would just click slider. Okay, so what I've done is I've added slider to these blog pages. So now let's go back to appearance, and let's not use pages, and instead use the category slider and the number of slides that you want as a maximum. In this case, I've used 4. Okay, so now we've chosen the slider as the category, and by disabling the pages, in order for the slider to actually go from slide to slide, you have to click automatic slider animation. Pause when mouse over means when an image comes up on that page, if you put your mouse over it, it'll stop the rotation of the slider. The rotation speed is done in milliseconds, so I usually set it to about 4,000 or 5,000. And there are also different animations that you use in between images. I'm using fade. As you can see, it's picking up the posts and the images that go along. But notice that because we only needed a small thumbnail, I didn't use as large photos. And as you can see, here you get a black bar on the right because the image isn't big enough. And here, the same thing. If you're going to use posts as your slider images, make sure that you use large enough images. And again, I like to use 1200 pixels wide. That's all for now. I'll be back soon with more of the Appearance tab.